When I was getting close to retirement, I had a number that should have made me feel safe. On paper, I had enough. But the closer I got to walking away from that steady paycheck, the more uncomfortable I got. Because here's the thing that kept getting under my skin when it comes to retirement, whether it was totally rational or not. And that's that I couldn't shake that thought that having enough today doesn't necessarily mean, in my head anyway, having enough in 25 years. And that's the strategy that most people use. Retire on what you've saved, slowly draw it down. It felt like a slow march backward to me, so it didn't feel great. So I made a different choice. I thought it might help some of you trying to figure out what your retirement might look like, and it's the reason that I want to share with you really openly today what my thought process was. So here's what I think a lot of people who are getting close to retirement are quietly thinking, but maybe not saying out loud. What if the world stays as uncertain as it is now? Every day it seems like there's some kind of new crazy thing going on with AI and war and the economy and politics. It can bring a little, maybe a lot of anxiety. What if my investments don't grow the way I'm counting on? What if I outlive my money? And this one really stuck with me. What if every year of retirement I watch my net worth shrink just a little bit, knowing that there's nothing I can do about it? That last one really got me, kept me up at night, because the traditional model is built on this idea that you save, you invest, you retire, and you slowly spend it down. And that works in theory. And for a lot of people who retire later in life, it can work just fine. Maybe. But I was retiring early, or at least early for me, at 55. And that meant that my money needed to last 40 years. Yes, I'm optimistic. And in a world that feels as unpredictable as this one, I didn't love that math. 40 years is a long time. So here's what I wanted instead. I wanted my net worth to grow every single year in retirement. Grow every single year. Because if my net worth is growing while I'm retired, a few really important things happen. One, I'm not afraid of running out. Two, if something really unexpected happens, whether that's healthcare costs, family needs, or just the world doing what the world does, then I'm ready for it. And then three, here's the big one, I get to leave a legacy. And for me, that legacy means several things. For you, maybe it does too. Maybe it's something for your family. Maybe it's a cause that you care about. Maybe it's the freedom to help someone that you love when they need it the most. Whatever it looks like for you, having more at the end than you had at the start gives you that ability to choose what you want it for, right? That's the part that matters most to me, honestly. This whole thing for me isn't really about being rich in retirement. It never was. It's about leaving more than I started with. So how do you actually grow your net worth in retirement? Different people will give you different answers, and that's great. For some, it's the stock market. And I want to be clear, that works absolutely great for a lot of people, maybe even most people. But for me, hard assets, real estate specifically, feels safer in an uncertain world. Here's why. Real estate is tangible. I can drive to it. I can see it. I can control it to a point. It's something I can sell if I need to. It generates income every month, not just when I decide to take a withdrawal. And this is the part that surprised me when I really did the math. It grows in three different ways simultaneously. And actually there are more, but here are the three main ones for me. Cash flow. Every month, my short-term rentals are generating income that replaces the salary that I used to earn. Huge. That's not interest being drawn down. That's revenue coming in. Way two is appreciation. Historically, U.S. homes have appreciated 4 to 5% every year on average. Some years much more, some years less, but over decades, the trend is consistent. And that's compounding growth on the asset itself separate from the cash flow. Way three, with properties with mortgages, the guests are paying down my loan. So every year, the guests are paying my principal down automatically. So I have three engines running at the same time. There are a bunch of tax considerations that are great news as well, but let's leave those out of this for now and just keep it fairly simple for this short video. We have cash flow replacing my paycheck, appreciation, growing the asset, and guests paying down the debt. All three are building net worth every single year, and that's the math that helped me feel comfortable retiring at 55. Here's what this really comes down to. If you're in your 50s, maybe even 40s, maybe 60s, getting close to retirement, and you probably have a number in your head. Maybe you've hit it. Maybe you're almost there. But here's a question for you about your retirement number. Is that number a ceiling or is it a floor? If it's a ceiling, then you retire and you start drawing it down. If it's a floor, you retire and you build it up from there. Hard assets for me, short-term rentals, helped me treat my number as a floor instead of a ceiling. And that changed my whole mindset. And that's why I'm doing the work I'm doing now, because I think this matters for more people than just me. It's so important to me now to inspire others to learn about real estate investing the way that I did. And if any of this resonates with you, if you're thinking about retirement and wondering whether there's a way to grow your net worth instead of slowly spending it down, short-term rentals might be a way to do that. It's certainly worth a serious look. The next best step is to watch my free webinar. That's where I actually walk through the numbers in detail, what the cash flow can look like, how appreciation and mortgage pay down stack on top, and what a real portfolio could look like in your situation. It's free, and you can find the link in the description and pinned in the comments below. And if this video gave you something to think about, hit subscribe. I'm new here, but I'm posting every week, and I'd love to have you along. Thanks, and see you soon.